Can you believe that the next episode is the Gen V Season 2 finale? This season has absolutely flown by. Following the biggest twist in Gen V's history, revealed in the most recent episode surrounding Thomas Godolkin and Cypher, the finale looks set to bring about an absolute bloodbath. It seems like the show will follow suit with the first season and connect into the wider plot of the next season of The Boys. There are so many different directions this finale could go in. However, with the vision that Annabeth had of Marie lying on the ground covered in blood, I think that moment will be crucial. So, with that, I want to share my theories and predictions on what I think will happen. Theories are explained in Gen V Season 2, Episode 8 here. Just a heads up, this video will contain spoilers. Annabeth's vision. The vision Annabeth had was one of the biggest things that didn't happen in Episode 7. This vision showed Marie lying on the ground covered in blood, and Annabeth interpreted it as Marie being hurt when she went to confront Cypher. As we saw when Annabeth laid eyes on Marie after healing Godolkin, she didn't look anything like what happened in the vision, showing that her vision wasn't destined to come true, or at least, not yet. Later, that outcome could still be caused by a different sequence of events. When looking at the windows in the room where Marie fell, it appeared to be the same place where she previously trained with Cypher, the room with the rectangular barred windows. Since Marie didn't go into that room in Episode 7, I think we might see a big scene there in the finale. There are a few scenarios that could happen. We are aware that Godolkin has planned the mass expulsion of approximately 70% of Godolkin University students because he believes that only godlike beings and not those with novelty powers should be there. So, I wonder if we're going to see him begin that process. This may be the setting for the events of Annabeth's vision. We might see a final showdown in the same room where Marie trained with Godolkin in the form of Cypher at the start of the season. Godolkin mentioned that a large sacrifice would be required, and by large, he likely meant someone important to Marie. That could very well be any individual in her circle. It could be Polarity, since he just regained his powers. It might be Annabeth, or even a member of Marie's circle of friends. Jordan, in my opinion, might end up being the winner. Even though it goes against Godolkin's philosophy of preserving the strongest soups, taking out Jordan as a statement could show just how in control he is and push Marie's powers to their absolute limit. Jordan and Marie's relationship hasn't been the smoothest this season. Jordan has frequently experienced the weight of others' rejection and criticism. It felt like a character development that led to a tragic ending. Thomas Godolkin's wider plan. The problem with Godolkin is that his ideology may actually be more extreme than Homelander's. Homelander believes in soup supremacy, that all soups' lives matter. Godolkin, on the other hand, believes only the extremely powerful deserve to exist at all. This was demonstrated by Cypher's communication with Polarity and Godolkin's execution of Hempel because he deemed his powers unworthy. That strategy most likely won't sit well with Homelander's. He doesn't want a world full of equals who could challenge him. Rather, he wants a clear divide between himself and everyone below him. Godolkin's wider plan seems to be relaunching Project Odessa from the ground up to create more soups on the same level as Homelander and Marie. Personally, I'd love Godolkin to appear in the final season of The Boys because, as Stan Edgar hinted, he probably knows how to control Homelander and created the character. It would be a fascinating rivalry because Homelander would definitely oppose the creation of additional soups with the same power as himself. In addition, I wondered if Kate might abandon Marie in the conclusion. The look Godolkin gave her as she ran away made it seem like he was interested in her potential. He knows how powerful she could be at full strength, and since their powers are similar, both capable of controlling others, he might promise to restore her abilities if she agrees to work with him. Kate is powerless and searching for meaning at the moment. Given that the show has a strong focus on people who are powerless being useless, this could be her temptation, her strategy for regaining what she has lost. Who will Emma pick? The love triangle between Emma, Sam, and Greg will almost certainly be resolved by the season's end. We've already seen the two guys competing, trying to show who's stronger in front of Emma. Sam has been on a redemption arc this season, and that could work in his favor. He doesn't have anyone watching out for him, as Emma said in the episode before this one. And since she's had feelings for him before, I think they'll likely end up together by the season's close. There are numerous possible outcomes for this finale. But even though it seems like Thomas Godolkin might be stopped by Marie, possibly transforming her into a Homelander-level soup, I do hope we'll see him again in The Boys. After all, he basically created the God-tier soups back in 1967, and it would be fascinating to see what he could do with Vought in 2025. We only have a few days to go before we get the answers we've been waiting for. Outro. So, there you have it. The theories from Gen V Season 2, Episode 8 explained. Check out the playlist below to see a breakdown of each Gen V Season 2 episode. Additionally, subscribe to avoid missing out on future videos.